It is the Human Rights Show you're watching. My name is Kato Mukasa. I'm a Ugandan lawyer interested in issues human rights. In the studio is Dennis Bongole, and you are watching us live here at Humanist TV Africa. Today, we talk about homosexuality and, of course, laws in regards to homosexuality. And this is episode 7. If you haven't seen our last episodes, please go back and watch them. This is episode 7, a focus on anti-homosexuality laws in Africa, laws that violate the supreme law. What is the supreme law? It's the constitution of a given country. That is the supreme law. Of course, we have the municipal law and international law. Now, many of these laws in Africa, Ghana, Kenya, Nigeria, Uganda, and these other countries such as Malawi, the laws they have, laws in Zambia, Malawi, Ghana, Kenya, Uganda, these laws violate the supreme laws of those countries. When you look at the constitution, when you look at the municipal law, when you look at the international law, these laws, the anti-homosexuality laws, violate the supreme law. Let us take the example of Uganda. In episode 7, we look at the laws in Uganda and how they violate the supreme law. And trust me, these laws can be challenged in the Constitution Court. We call it the Constitutional Court. Let us look at the laws in Uganda and how the Anti-Homosexuality Act violates this law. Now today, bring to you the first petition human rights defenders did to petition against the government in Uganda. I'm happy to say I was part of this team that actually petitioned. My name is not there, but of course our NGO was one of those 50 plus NGOs that actually wrote to Parliament, wrote to court to protest this act, which is the Anti-Homosexuality Act of 2014. Now, the main petitioners were right there. Fox Odoi, Professor Nyangu, Professor Maurice Ogenga-Latigo, and others. Those were the petitioners. Of course, there was Julian Pepe Onziema, Jacqueline Kasha, Nalagasram, Human Rights Awareness, and others, Frank Mugisha, and others. Now, these were the people, and of course, the petition was towards the Attorney General of Uganda, and that was the petition. Let us look at the merits behind this petition. Now, in this petition, lawyers pointed out how the Anti-Homosexuality Act in Uganda violates the law. And up to now, these facts have not changed. We talk about Section 2(1)(c) of the Anti-Homosexuality Act of 2014 and how it was violating Articles 2(1)(3), Articles 28, and Articles 42 and 44 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, where you make it an offense, for people actually to have sex, have privacy the way they want. I'm giving you the laws right there. Section 2 of that act, which is actually repealed by now, also went ahead and gave tough punishments that actually were violating the right to equality and the right to freedom of association, freedom from cruel, inhuman, and degrading punishment, as is guaranteed in Articles 2(1), Article 2, Article 21, 24, 44 of the Constitution of Uganda. I should tell you that this was 2014, but the merits in this case remain relevant today in 2024. 10 years later, the merits that we went on to challenge the 2024 Act remains relevant, and they are going to use the same merit. The same merits are going to be applicable in challenging the 2024 Act, the 2023 Act in Uganda. Whatever challenges the rights of individuals, for example, gay people cannot access medical care, cannot access drugs if they are having HIV, cannot easily go to school. Now, this all violates Article 2, Articles 221, Articles 44 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. Now, when you ask me, how does it violate the law? I'm showing you that the law, the Anti-Homosexuality Act of 2023, basically violates freedoms of a people, the right to equality, and freedom from cruel, inhuman, and degrading punishment. Look at Article 21, Article 2, Article 21, Article 24, and Article 44 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. All these are clear. For example, when you look at Article 2.1, when you look at Article 2.1, it gives you freedom, even when you are HIV patient, to have access to medication. And that freedom against discrimination is guaranteed in this constitution. Now, if you say gay people are going to be arrested, they won't be able to interact with each other, they won't be able to go to schools because we are going to witch hunt them, doctors are going to be asking them questions, you are taking away their liberties. You are taking away their liberties, you are basically discriminating against them. So let us look at other laws right here, Dennis, very fast. Of course, I'm still quoting you the laws of Uganda, and I'm saying that the Anti-Homosexuality Act, the Anti-Homosexuality Act of 2023, which was passed in May 2023, still goes against the directives of the national directives of the principles of state policy. It goes against the principles of state policy. Articles 2.1, Article 8N, and Article, of course, 36, 42, 44 of the Constitution. It violates those articles, principles of state policy. And of course, arresting people, criminalizing their liberty to associate, all these kind of articles, all these kind of laws right now in Uganda violate articles 28, 42, and then, of course, Article 2 of the Constitution. Now, when you criminalize people's livelihood, you say someone with a hotel cannot host a gay person, someone with a school, a medical doctor, an NGO. I mean, you are taking away their livelihood. They are working. They don't need to ask you whether you're homosexual or not to serve you. So once you begin attacking them and stopping them from operating, you are basically harming them, and of course their ability to earn. And of course it goes against national objectives and of course directive principles of state policy, especially objective number 3, 4, 6, and of course 14. And it goes against Articles 2, 8A, 24, and 44 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. All this is in the petition we have submitted before the Constitutional Court, the petition that was submitted last year in June 2023. Let us look at other laws we have prepared for you. Of course, anti-homosexuality law in Uganda violates rights and endangers LGBT people. That was one of the observations done. Of course, here I'm saying that the grounds for the 2024 court petition, 2023 court petition in Uganda, in their grounds of appeal filed early June 2023, the academicians and their fellow petitioners said the new law violates freedom of thought, conscience, and belief, including academic freedoms, which is guaranteed under Articles 20 and 29(1) and B of Uganda's constitution. I told you it guarantees these rights are guaranteed in our constitution. So once you go against the constitution, which is the supreme law, that law becomes null and void. It is dead on arrival. Trust me, this law will be quashed by the constitution. Now, why the petition? One of the researchers, Jacqueline Kengisha, one of the petitioners in the June 2023 petition against the Constitutional Court, one of the petitioners wrote this: the law, this law, and its politicized ignorance could also hinder my academic freedom to study the communality of gender and sexuality. The poorly defined offense of promotion of homosexuality would also apply to subjects such as decolonial theory, queer theory, feminism, and gender studies, which would make them no-go zones for many researchers. Of course, I agree with Jack and Kenisha, because if you are going to say promotion of homosexuality means even studying it, meaning it's even talking about it. Us at HTV, you talk about it and you say we are promoting. It means you are going to stop academicians from doing research. You are going to promote it to stop NGOs from doing research, NGOs from talking about these things, because you are saying promotion. It's not clear. What do you mean by promotion? If someone is a researcher, is an author, is a writer, is a journalist, how are you going to stop them from talking about this, from publishing this? Because they're going to be saying they are promoting it. So Jacqueline is right in this petition to say, no, this one is against academic freedom. Now, the second ground here is that ultimately the law could erase gender analysis, contextualization of homosexuality in Ugandan history studies, and any number of other research practices from our academic culture. Our education system itself would then produce students with no critical analysis of gender, sexuality, and their coloniality within our society. Remember, we have faculties like Faculty of Gender Studies at Makerere University and other universities. Now, if you are going to stop people from researching about homosexuality, publishing about it, because we are going to term it as promoting homosexuality, it means we are going to be hindering academic progress. My own dissertation, when I was finishing my law degree, was written on the laws about homosexuality in Uganda. That is my dissertation for a law degree. My first degree in law, my dissertation was on homosexuality. Now, if I write about it, we are going to say I'm promoting it. But I'm simply a scholar. I'm simply an academician. So the petitioners are right to say that these laws basically curtail education. And this is a serious ground for annulling it. The petitioners are Professor Sylvia Lozira Tamale, Dr. Frank Mugisha, Dr. Kabumba Busenja, Solomon Nakawes Kimbugwe, Jacqueline Kemigisha, and of course, Kasha Namagesera. These are the petitioners against the 2023 anti-homosexuality law in Uganda. Let us look at the conclusion of this show. Of course, this is for fun here. Mao and Museveni right there, political fun for people behind some of the witch hunt we see in Uganda right there. And they are responsible in one way or another for bad laws we see, because they have the mandate to make things right as cabinet minister and president. Let us continue with this. Alan Turing, the guy behind the computers, is an Englishman that was actually witch hunted because he was gay, but today, as a 50-note pound in England has his image. It means that homosexuals are not bad after all. Now, Plato once told us that if you do not take an interest in the affairs of your government, then you are doomed to live under the rule of the fools. If you don't mind about what's going on in your government, you let politicians do whatever they want, you are going to be ruled by the fools. So speak out as academicians, as researchers. Naomi Chomsky once said that the general population doesn't know what's happening, and that is Uganda. And it doesn't even know that it doesn't know. In Uganda, the general population doesn't know what is happening. But sadly, they don't even know that they don't know. Now, towards the end here, let us move towards the end of the show. Of course, these are images to show you that homosexuality can exist in churches, can exist everywhere. Yeah, because it's all about humanity. And of course, we be people means everyone. I mean, at HTV here, we talk about unity, love, and equality. And of course, equity and fairness. Mandela told us, great anger and violence can never build a nation. Stop killing homosexuals, because violence and anger will never build Africa. That is the message we give you. Of course, Museveni has signed this law twice, in 2014 And of course, in 2023, he has been signing the Kill the Gay Bill. That is Kasha Namagasera, my friend, one of the leading advocates of freedom for homosexual people in Uganda. She was the founder member of Freedom and Rome, Uganda, an NGO I worked with as a consultant in Uganda. Some of these are the gay people right in England. We are afraid in Uganda because of the law right in Uganda. And of course, some people have a relationship with Jesus, but they are gay. It is perfectly normal to find a religious person who is also gay. So why do people with religion discriminate others? The symbol of freedom as shared by Frank Mugisa, the symbol of freedom. And this is what we support here at Human City Africa. This is Frank Mugisha, one of my colleagues back in Uganda, who has been behind the promotion of equality and the freedom of homosexuals in Uganda. Frank Mugisha of the SMAG Club. Frank Mugisha of Sexual Minorities in Uganda, one of those organizations that actually lobby for the rights of homosexuals. I've been happy and lucky to work with Frank Mugisha, to work with Kasha Namagasera and other notable people behind promoting a safe environment for gay people in Uganda. That is my book. That is my book. Some people again get over it. That is my book. Some people again get over it. You can find this book on Amazon. This is my book. Some people again get over it. You can find it on Amazon and support my work. Whatever I'm saying is written in this book. Well written, well researched, and it's going to educate you more about what's happening in Uganda, but also in Africa. Thank you for watching, and please keep subscribing, keep watching, and keep sharing our shows. Comment, like, and let us know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next show.